It was late afternoon when the rumble of motorcycles cut through the quiet streets, and a small figure darted across the cracked pavement, clutching her tiny backpack so tightly it almost hurt her hands. A little black girl, no more than 10, ran with fear etched into every step, her eyes scanning desperately for salvation. She had nowhere to turn. Her father, the one who was supposed to protect her, had turned into the very source of her terror, his anger boiling into something she couldn't understand. When she spotted a group of bikers gathered under a flickering street lamp, she didn't hesitate. She ran straight to them, breathless, pleading, "Please, hide me. Please don't let him find me." The bikers, a rough-looking crew with leather jackets and tattoos that told stories of 1,000 roads, looked at each other in surprise, then down at the trembling child. There was a moment of hesitation, but something in her eyes, a mix of fear, hope, and desperation, moved them more than they expected. They nodded and silently made room for her among them, guiding her behind the parked motorcycles and into the shadows. As she settled, trying to calm the shaking in her small body, one of the bikers, a tall man named Marcus with a soft voice hidden beneath a gruff exterior, noticed her backpack lying open. Inside, amidst scattered notebooks and crayons, was a crumpled piece of paper that made his chest tighten, a drawing of a bruised hand and a door marked with a lock. He exchanged a glance with his friends, understanding instantly that this was more than a scared girl running from a parent, it was a cry for help. The bikers didn't waste time. Marcus knelt down, looking into her wide eyes, and promised gently, "We're not gonna let anyone hurt you. You're safe now." The little girl's tears came all at once, her sobs muffled against his jacket, and for the first time in weeks, she felt an inkling of relief. They hid her in the back of a small, old garage that one of the bikers had secured for emergencies. While she quietly ate the sandwiches they brought her, the bikers debated the next steps. It wasn't just about hiding, it was about ensuring she would never face that fear alone again. They contacted a child protection worker they trusted, someone who had helped kids like her before, and began carefully documenting everything she shared. Her story was heartbreaking: nights spent hiding under blankets, doors locked from the inside, the constant fear of her father's unpredictable anger. Each detail hardened the bikers' resolve. They weren't just protectors for the night, they would fight for her freedom, for her right to safety. In the days that followed, the little girl began to open up in small ways. She taught the bikers how to play her favorite card game, and in return, they shared stories of the roads they traveled, teaching her that the world could be both scary and full of people who cared. One night, Marcus noticed her drawing again. This time, she was sketching a bright sun, a bike, and children playing in a park. He smiled, realizing that despite the trauma, she still held on to hope. And that hope became the driving force behind their mission. Through persistence, courage, and the unlikely alliance of these hardened bikers and the child welfare system, her father was confronted, and she was placed in a safe, loving foster home where she could finally sleep without fear. Months later, on a sunny afternoon, the little girl, now a little taller and full of laughter, ran into a park filled with children her age. Marcus and the bikers watched from a distance, helmets in hand, smiles on their faces. She waved at them, the memory of that terrifying day now replaced with gratitude and trust. She had faced darkness, and with courage and the unexpected kindness of strangers, she had found light. And as she laughed, chasing after a red balloon, the bikers knew that what they had found in her bag, the silent plea for help, had not just changed her life, but had reminded them of the power of compassion, bravery, and the bonds that can form in the most unexpected ways. The story ended not in fear, but in triumph. A little girl who once ran through shadows now danced in sunlight, carrying with her the lesson that courage isn't always about fighting, it's about believing that someone will meet you when you fall.